What is going on, all you beautiful people? Thanks for joining me for yet another video. Today is a special one because my slip joint collection has grown by one. Today we're going to be talking about the Big Bro Jack by jackwolfknives. I am so hyped for this slip joint. Not only is it the second slip joint in my collection, but it's my very first jackwolfknife. So I want to dive into some specs first to give you guys a lay of the land on this thing, and then we're going to be talking about the things that I absolutely love and why I think you should pick one up. Whether you're new to slip joints or you may already have some, this thing is worth owning. So let's dive into some specs first. Now on the Big Bro Jack, we've got an overall length of 6.9 inches, a blade length of 2.9 inches, and a cutting edge of 2.6 inches. The blade material is S90V, and we've got a hollow ground clip point blade that is scary pointy. And the covers on this slip joint are made out of fat carbon dark matter copper that is just mesmerizing. Lastly, we have a sleeve board pattern, which just means that the top of the slip joint is more narrow and it broadens towards the end. Now, when it comes to slip joints, I'm still fairly new, so there's a couple of things that I'm learning. For example, the walk and talk on this, I can only refer it to the Kingpin, which is the other slip joint that I own. And I've noticed that the walk and talk on the Big Bro Jack is definitely a lot heftier, beefier, sturdier. I'm not really sure what's the best descriptive word, but if I had to rate it on a scale of, let's say, 1 through 10, I would put the Big Bro Jack somewhere in the 6 to 7. So it definitely requires a little bit more force to open and a little bit more force to close. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I actually enjoy it. I think it's awesome that the back spring on this slip joint is so sturdy, because what I've noticed is if I put my thumb at the very top of that blade, at the spine of the blade, and I do a little push, this blade isn't going anywhere unless I put in a lot more pressure. And I like that because it makes me feel secure. It makes me feel like I can hard use this slip joint without the concerns of it possibly going to that half stop and then slicing my finger open. As far as ergonomics go, I get a nice 4-finger purchase on something like this. And like I said, I can put my thumb along the spine of that blade, but it is just very comfortable and ergonomic. And I think it's because of that sleeve board pattern. You do get a little bit more of a narrow cut at the very top, which is nice and comfortable for my first couple fingers on there. And then towards the bottom, it gets a little broader so you can put your fingers around, and it just feels really comfortable to use this knife. There's no hot spots or points anywhere where I think it's too sharp, where it makes my hand feel uncomfortable. It is just a really comfortable knife to handle. The next thing I want to talk about is the fat carbon on the covers. I am very, I guess, traditional. I love my micarta. I think it looks nice. I think it just looks better on slip joints. That was all until I got this in hand, because the dark matter copper fat carbon covers that are on this are mesmerizing. It is so hard to explain in person, and it is even harder to capture it in photography. It almost looks like it'd be like a maple burl, you know, like if you see it on a Sabenza, for example, how it has all those like swirly patterns. And the bits of color, that little bit of orange and red that are on the covers is phenomenal. Whoever's doing the work on these covers is just knocking it out of the park. It is one of my favorite things about this slip joint. One more thing I want to talk about is the noise on this thing. This has like this particular loud clack that I absolutely love, that I think is going to be hard for me to capture on audio. So we'll give it a shot, but check this thing out. That is so loud, you can probably hear that across my apartment. And that is just so cool. I never found myself fidgeting with a slip joint, but this has been taking over when I'm like doing Zoom calls. I have to mute myself and kind of put my hands down here so people can't see that I'm like opening and closing this slip joint. As for the packaging, it is just out of this world. I think that Ben over at jackwolfknives definitely has some of the best packaging in the game. The artwork is all special made for the particular knife that you are buying. You get a leather slip, you get a microfiber cloth, you get that little, I don't even know what you call them, I think they're called pogs. I have a different word for them in Spanish, which I'm not going to say, but you have a pog and you get a sticker, and the outside of the box is also phenomenal. The branding is just on point, so chef's kiss to Ben. I think the boxing experience just took it over the top for me. It only made me way more excited to unbox this knife. So who is this knife for? In my opinion, if you are looking to get into slip joints and you like the traditional look with a bit of a modern twist, this is definitely the slip joint for you. Ben is a great dude. I got to connect with him over at Blade Show, Texas. So you're not only getting yourself a really high quality premium slip joint, but you're also supporting a really great dude. And that's why I'm so excited to have this knife. I'm sure it's not going to be my only one. I am already eyeing a lot of different slip joints that Ben has available, but the Big Bro Jack will be ready to purchase April 14th at your favorite retailers. You can go to the website and find out which retailers will have these in stock. I can't recommend it enough. I really think you'll enjoy it, whether you're somebody that's been collecting slip joints for a very long time, or you're kind of new like me and you're dipping your toes into the slip joint category. Now, if you are looking to get a Big Bro Jack, you do get a wide variety of configurations. You have the Big Bro Jack in a fat carbon nebula, you have it in a camo carbon sunset orange, fat carbon dark matter copper, which is the one that I have, camo carbon gecko, and lastly, black canvas micarta. But regardless of what you choose, you are going to get a phenomenal, high quality premium knife that you are going to love. I guarantee it. If you don't love it, you go in the comments and you let me know, Ricky, I didn't love it, and we'll fight about it. But that is it, guys. That is the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this style of content. If you did, let me know down in the comments. If you're going to pick up a Big Bro Jack, make sure you tag jackwolfknives over on Instagram. It's super cool being able to meet more great people in that community, in that little niche of the EDC world. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.